Good evening, my mirror heroes. Welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lauren, and I am the mirror hero. A mirror hero is someone who rescues themselves each and every night before they go to sleep, and who shows up for themselves and has their own back each and every morning, especially on those tough mornings when you really need yourself the most. So, if you're new here, I'll just start off by saying that a few months ago, I was actually laid off from my job while I was living in San Francisco. And after I was given the news, I decided the best thing for me to do was to move back to New York, where my family is. And I've been questioning a lot of things in my life and wondering where my next decisions will take me. So, in the interim, I'm finding solace in routine again. And one of the most important skincare routines that I have actually involved me reordering my Dermaflash face shaver. Yes, I forgot and I packed it in storage. And then I realized that I had left it behind and I had to get a new one. This is a cute little pink shade. And I am ready to rock. I'm so excited to have it back. So I thought we would do an honorary shave today. I know it seems crazy, but it gets off all the peach fuzz on my cheeks. So my skincare, my foundation, they lay on so beautifully afterwards. And it takes almost no time. Man, did I miss it? And I know that getting my skin back to baseline will take time and consistency. But you know what also takes time? It takes time for new paths and new opportunities to appear. And I think that's what I am going to talk about tonight, is that miracles, they take a little time. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing, stick to our routines, and keep moving down the road. I genuinely believe that the universe is getting something ready for us, but it's still, I don't know, in the works. But in the interim, we sort of have to be left uncomfortable enough that we keep on moving, if that makes sense. Because if we're too comfortable and we stay in the spot that we are not supposed to be in, then we're not going to go down the path that they want us to take. So I'm going to shave my face. I'm going to wash all my makeup brushes and sponges. And the universe knows where to find me. I'll be right here. So I just got out of the shower because I shower at night, and I am ready to start my face shaving, but I'm actually also going to pop up on the other side of the screen, the future mirror hero, future me, washing my brushes and sponges because I'm super productive like that. So let's get started. My co-host will be using the Jenny Patinkin Luxury Vegan Brush Soap. Did I get that right? Fact check, future me. So let's go. So tonight, I wanted to speak about something that I mentioned just earlier, which is about the timing of the universe. And as I was preparing for this video, I kept thinking about an experience that I had many years ago at a job, and I was so miserable. I was being bullied by a coworker. And I'd actually never experienced anything like that before. I didn't know how to handle it. Professionally, personally, I was so young. I mean, I laugh at myself now, but I was so young. And I was more naive. And especially since the bullying was actually coming from another woman, I didn't know what to do. And I took the anxiety and the stress home with me every single day. I don't know if you can see this, but it has like little hairs on it. And after work, I just remember walking down the block from my office, and there was a church. See? Can you see that? And there was a church, and I would go in there at the end of every day, and I would sit in the pew right in front of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and I would cry every single day. And I'm Jewish. So you can imagine, I was calling in all reinforcements because I didn't know what to do. Because I almost felt like I didn't want to escalate the situation. I didn't want to cause any trouble, right? Because I was always, even from a very young age, about women helping other women. And so I felt like if I reported this coworker, that it was going to cause more problems and make all of the other female employees look bad. So I never said anything. And I didn't say anything for a year. And I think that really speaks to, now I don't know if you can see this, but there's like little wispy peach fuzz on here. And it's kind of cool. And it just makes my skincare, my makeup, sit on my face so beautifully. But back to my story. So there I was, working Monday through Friday, getting bullied at work, crying in the church pews, like a crazy person. No, crying in the church pews. And I got a call from a headhunter. It was a headhunter that I was familiar with. I hadn't spoken with her in a while because I had been working at this new job. But the headhunter said, "Hi, I know it's been a while, but I just wanted to reach out because a job position opened and you were the first person that came to mind. And I know you're working someplace else, but I just had to check and see if you might be interested." And she explained the job to me. And that's when I realized the job really was made for me, but it wasn't ready for me when I was last job hunting. Right? So the universe had to create a situation for me where I was just uncomfortable enough that I would be ready to leave, right? If I was happy and comfortable in the job that I was in, then I wouldn't have given the conversation with the headhunter another thought, right? But because I was so unhappy and because I was miserable, I jumped at the opportunity so fast, and it was probably one of the most significant jobs I've ever had in my life. Make no mistake, that headhunter was absolutely right. The job was not for everyone, but I think the universe knew that that job should be mine. And it transpired to make it possible. I just had to wait a little bit. That was the catch. Goes in the garbage. Now, after I shave my face, I want to be very kind to it. I don't use too many actives. I just have a handful of products that I want to show you and share with you. The first is the Murad Cellular Hydration Repair Serum. And that's a concentrated serum with hexapeptide 9 that supposedly repairs the skin barrier in just 30 minutes at the cellular level. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but I do know that it has no fragrance. It kind of just smells like skincare, and it sinks into the skin pretty instantaneously, and it makes my face feel good. So we'll take that at face value. Then, of course, we need a lip balm. I'm going to go back in with my Clarins Hydra Essentials, and this has hyaluronic acid, and it just hydrates and moisturizes my lips like no other. Super grateful for this. This is so good. Then I'm going to go in with the Numbuzin NAD Plus Bio Lifting Sil Essence. And this contains over 50 peptides. And it's just a very light cream consistency. And because of its price point, honestly, I use about 3 pumps. And it goes on smoothly. It's fragrance-free, so it doesn't affect my skin. It just makes me feel good, which is always the point. Next, I'm going to go in with the Then I Met You Snail Mucin Eye Cream. And it does have a little application tip, but because I'm messy, I typically don't use it. And I just put a little bit on the tips of my fingers and very lightly apply. But it is so smooth and it just glides onto my face and locks in the moisture. And that's what we want. Because especially as we start to head into spring, we want to retain all the moisture that we can because our skin will start to react and get dry, especially if you have allergies. The turning of the seasons can just absolutely wreak havoc on your face. So the next and last product I'm going to go in with, I told you, very simple. This is like a third of my regular skincare routine. But we got to go light. We got to be easy, be breezy, because we just shaved our face. So our skin is a little bit sensitive tonight. So The next product I'm going to go in with is Sweet Chemistry, and this is formulated with matrikines, which was developed by the founders of Sweet Chemistry, and they're just incredible. They're peptides, but used to reduce inflammation, oxidative stress, and they work to repair and reverse daily sun damage. So I know that this has been years and years in the making. I love any skincare company that takes such pride in their research and development. This provides so much level of care. It feels very substantial without feeling too heavy, and it lays so well on my skin. And while it's not a full slug, I always wake up in the morning feeling just, I want to say like a tiny bit tacky, but that you know that the cream was working and doing its job. So I actually kind of appreciate it in a way. And it's so comforting. There's no added fragrance, so it just smells like good skincare. Does that make sense? I don't know. But they have a limited number of products because of the R&D that goes into this is like nothing I've ever seen. It's a great product. No notes. So there's this saying in Spanish, lo que es para ti, te encuentra, which means what's meant for you will always find you. And while it's typically meant towards a love story of some kind, I think it actually applies to everything in life. And so I just want to shout out to the universe, right? I'm here. You know where to find me. I'm ready when you are. I'm ready for this next step, and I'm ready to see where life takes me. So on that note, I am going to close with a fragrance of the night. For those of you who don't know me, I am a lover of wearing perfume at night. And I believe that so much of perfume connects itself to memory. And so tonight, the perfume that I chose is from the perfume house of Marc-Antoine Barrois, and it's called Aldebaran. Now, Aldebaran gets its name from one of the brightest stars in the sky. And it comes from the Arabic Aldebaran, which evokes something along the lines of being a North Star. And so I'm going to wear this perfume tonight and just wish on my star that my future is just around the corner. So on that note, we'll wrap up tonight. Future me, I hope you're done with my brushes. And I am so glad that you could join me this evening as me and my Mirror Hero twin wind down, get back to our routines, and know that what's meant for us will always find us. Because what's meant for you will never pass you by. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, sleep tight, and I'll see you in the morning light. Take care, and I love you. Good night.